Assalamualaikum, hello, welcome back to GKP Chit Chat. Alright guys, so in today's episode, we have very special guests which are my classmates. So we have Nurin, Fitri, Lisa, Ira, and Adila. So it's week 40 right now. It's been hectic. So how do you feel so far?
I feel like I'm surviving.
Faham?
Yeah, it's been a bit exhausting.
Really? Is it like a little bit overwhelming for you?
Yeah, so much.
Definitely understandable. I actually personally think of the same thing too. Well, okay, your face really tell it all. Alright, so before we get into our segments today, I really want to ask you guys. So we all came from different backgrounds. So some of us had it short, some of us had it long in terms of education journey. So I really want to know, what year were you actually born in?
We're basically in the same year,
Yeah.
2003.
2003. You?
2003.
Oh, so all of us are 2003 and I'm also 2003. How about you, Adila?
2004.
Oh, so we're like her
She's
older
like a baby.
sister. So she's
Yeah.
the baby in this group today. So based on my findings, so almost all of us were born in 2003, only Adila in 2004, right? Right? It's pretty obvious, right? I think we all know what generation we are in. Alright, so do you actually know what Gen Z is and like how Gen Z usually is?
People in their mid-20s,
Mm-hmm.
people like us.
Like us, yeah, exactly. Because like Gen Z is basically those people born in the year 1997 to 2004 or 5. Not really sure, not really remember, but it's around that year. So we're basically Gen Zs.
Yes.
All right. So the reason why I asked you guys about like what you're born in, yada yada yada, is because today's topic is actually quite an interesting topic. It's something that I would say a lot of people have been talking about, especially on Twitter. Can you actually guess what it is about today?
About Gen Z?
Yeah, but Gen Z, we're gonna talk about everything about Gen Z basically.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about the way we are raised, benefits, and things like that. So into our topic today, the first question is, I really want to know personally, how were you guys raised as? In terms of like you guys were in Gen Z, right? How were you raised as a Gen Z?
Well, as for me, I was raised by my mom. She's a single mom because my dad died when I was 8 years old. So basically, she raised me on her own and she raised me with her own ways. Well, since she's a millennial, right? So I was only exposed to her generation in terms of music, movies, her interests, hobbies, and all that. So I didn't know the term of Gen Z because I only met my friends at school and I don't spend a lot of time with them because during my leisure time I only spend it with my mom, right? So basically saying I was not exposed with our generational terms or artists, any of that. So when I went to boarding school during Form 1, I couldn't join my friends' conversation because they were talking about artists in
All this viral stuff.
yes in the in this generation, but I don't know. So I was left out all the time because I can't join them. So since then I talked to my mom. I said to her, I think I need to have a phone or access to the internet so I can explore about my generation. Because let's be honest, I can't be stuck with her generation because their generation has their own way to survive and I need to know about my generation to survive. Like I said, I can't make any friends because I can't talk to them. Yeah, because our interest is different. So yeah.
Okay, so like, how old were you when you got your first phone?
Well, actually, I got my first phone when I was in Form 4. So yeah, it was late for me to be exposed to my generation. But during my Form 1 and till Form 3, my friends helped me a lot. So I get to know a little artist. My favorite artist in Gen Z is Imantino. Imantino.
Seriously, Imantino?
Yeah.
Where did you hear about him?
Well, his song Cruella di Benci.
Oh yeah!
Oh my God.
Right. It was quite famous back then. I see.
Okay, okay.
Did you watch music? Is it? music was like basically the only media you had that time for you to keep up with the Gen Z, is it?
That's true because it's on television, right? I didn't have any phone, so TV is the only option.
I see. So growing up, you were basically being raised with whatever your mom watched, and basically like depends on your mom's.
Yeah.
Is it like were you born in a traditional way?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. I live with two people.
I get it.
I can actually definitely agree with what you said because as for me myself, I'm also an orphan. So my dad died when I was like 5 years old, I was mistaken. So my mother also raised me and my brother as a single mother. So with that, she always, she's been extra cautious with us growing up. So she always gave us things, chances. She doesn't want anything to hurt her children. So we were basically spoon fed up until, and my mother also a teacher in the school that I was going to with my brothers. So we practically had everything. If we wanted to be a prefect, we can get it easily because my mom wanted to give us the best.
The exposure. Basically.
Yeah, but the thing about it is we cannot really try to strive on our own. So getting everything from my parents or my mom in this case is something like I am grateful for it, but it's kind of a bit
A bit less independent.
yeah. So now growing up, I'm alone here, so it's kind of hard for me to blend in and so on and so forth. And also, I kind of agree with the fact that you talk about you have to grow up with your mom's generations because as the youngest one in the family as well, I interact a lot with millennials, so I didn't know how people my age play, what game do they play. I didn't know that, so I always hang out with the oldest. So I can definitely agree with what you said. So I think, it depends on other people's, right?
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, that is what happened to both of us.
So yeah, both of you guys share almost the same story. You guys were orphans and then basically grew up with whatever your parent, living in. I see. So that's the synonyms within you guys. What about you guys?
Yeah, I can agree with them because I was raised by my grandparents, but most of my time when I was a kid, I spent it with my friends. So we kind of have a topic that we can relate to talk about.
So you have friends to back up
Yeah.
everything. Okay, I see.
And as for me, I just growing up like typical Asian parents.
Okay.
I was exposed that like a bit of everything.
I see. So you get the chance of understanding how Gen Z actually, we
Yes.
grew up as a Gen Z.
Yes.
So, but you guys been through those Apollo advertisement,
Yes.
definitely, right? So you guys get the media. It's just a general media, and not entirely your personal like phones and things like that.
Right. Yes.
All right, I see. So, moving on. Now that we know like what are the struggles when you guys were raised as a Gen Z, what are the challenges that you guys had to go through as a Gen Z?
For me, the challenge for the Gen Z itself, for myself, it is about the digital technology and screen addiction. The omnipresence of digital device and the allure of the online world has given rise to a new challenge for Gen Z, like screen addiction. So with smartphone, tablet, and computer constantly at their fingertips, the boundary between productive use and mindless scrolling become blurred. And this addiction not only affect productivity but can also have adverse effect on mental health. So it's also leading to increased stress and anxiety.
Yeah, I kind of agree with her because we are a generation that mostly addict to the device and all. I think another challenge for Gen Z is the pressure to start working right after graduate. Cause the peer pressure. Cause a lot of my friends, they decide to start working, like they don't see the importance of furthering their study. Because most teenagers now, they don't see the importance of furthering their studies. They focus on working because they think that the most important thing for them now is money. Because this situation kind of get worse because of the influence from the influencer on social media platform like TikTok, Instagram, because the younger generation nowadays, they just want to become an influencer, want to become a TikTokers, Insta famous. So this situation kind of brainwashed them into thinking that education is not important because those TikTokers don't have any certificate, but they make thousands of ringgit a day. So
it's all about the fast money.
Yeah.
It's all about the fast money, the fame, and the status in people's and public's eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So basically, you're trying to say that the challenge, one of it is the peer pressure from the social media itself, the public and stuff. Actually, I agree, especially about the studying part. We're in university right now, right? So apparently, many of us are not fortunate enough, especially in this economy. So many think that it's way easier for us to get fast money because some of us cannot afford being in universities and stuff. But those are actually fine because they understand the importance of studying.
Also, I want to add another challenge for me as a Gen Z. One of it is the impact of communication skill. The prevalence of online communication platform may hinder the development of effective face-to-face communication skill. And this generation, Gen Z, used to expressing themselves, myself actually, through text, emojis, and image. It can lead to challenge in navigating real-life interaction.
I see. So we can all agree that our challenges in our generation is basically, I wouldn't say it's something very common back then. We did have pressure before from generations before, but it's not as much as right now because right now we get both from our family, relatives, and even now since everything is online, we get the pressure from outside too in the public's eye. And then we have to be worried about cyberbullying and all the things online chronically, and also about the studies too. So okay, now that you guys actually talk about it, I can see that our challenges, it's basically, it's not everyone could do. It's something that it makes Gen Z special in my opinion. Okay, so that's about challenges. Now, what about the benefits? What are we very proud of? Like, what advantage do we have as a Gen Z?
So we are talking about benefits, right?
Yeah.
As Adila said just now, the challenges are the technology. But for me, it's really one of our big benefit as a Gen Z because we, Gen Z, we are true digital native. The technology and
Teruskan nanti dikit.
and the digital landscape given us a leg up in various aspects in life, like from education to the career. We are not just connected, we are globally connected. Thanks to our limitless technological connectivity, this connectivity has enriched our life from tech savvy and digital native.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, I get what you're saying.
So basically, you're saying that instead of seeing it as a challenge, you see it as a benefit because we have been exposed since very young, and we basically get to know everything earlier than the past generations. Then, do you know Roblox? Do you know Roblox games?
Yes.
I know there's a lot of controversials going on behind the game, saying that the kids have been too exposed on talking to strangers and stuff. However, I might say yes, it is dangerous too. I would say with your point just now, it will be very very suitable for those who are like 16 years old and above.
For
to
us
understand.
Gen Z right now.
Yeah, because I think it would be such a benefit for the Gen Z. And I guess maybe that's why those working in this era right now, most of the Gen Z actually work somewhere nearby in communication world. Maybe because like
We are more in touch savvy.
We're more tech savvy. And then I would say a lot of us are actually very friendly. And we have humor. We are very humorous people.
Humorous.
We're very funny. That's why. So in terms of communication, I guess that's why we're very great at communication and globally too.
Right?
Alright, so we have talked about challenges, we have talked about benefits, yada 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 yada. Now comes the controversial part. which I think most of you guys will actually get heated up with this like stereotype, like what people actually view you as, what people think you are, people underestimating you. I really want to hear that story. So maybe you guys have anything to share when it comes to, you know, being stereotyped as a Gen Z.
So stereotype is, I mean, just like Afina said earlier, it was a very heated argument, and it is actually very unfair for us to kind of like put assumptions on just this entire group and so on and so forth. I mean, even we came from different backgrounds, so we have our own ways. Okay, what about generation? Generation is big, so we have Gen Z, millennial, alpha, and so on and so forth. So we have our own stereotype, and I don't know if you guys agree with this, but Generation Z, our generation has always been called as lazy or like
I agree.
okay, good. So what is that?
Spoon-fed.
Yeah, we are actually being spoon-fed, which I mean, I did say earlier that my mom spoon-fed me because you know, being extra cautious and all. So that is something that I kind of agree, but it is very unfair for everyone
to be generalized.
to be generous as that, because okay, I talked about Gen Z being lazy earlier, but are we actually lazy? No.
We're just flexible.
Yeah, we're flexible. We kind of like do things effectively.
We adapt with situation.
Yeah. Good. That is exactly my next point.
Why work hard when we can work smart?
And then
Save time.
yes, also. And then we also have this kind of like thing where millennials think, oh, we are lazy because we do not want to do their job and we don't want to, you know, work overtime. But no, it's actually because we really, really value work-life balance.
That's
true. We heard so many stories about people being burnt out over works, over studies. So why we became a very work balance kind of people is because we are very conscious about our own well-being. Right, so it is not because we are lazy, but we know exactly what our priority, what the value of things we wanted to do. Our rights. So calling us as lazy kids is very unfair. It's a big misconceptions.
I rather see it as a good self-aware thing.
Yeah.
Because we know what's good, what's not, what's wrong, and our rights basically.
I can agree with what Lisa have said. Also, a lot of people have the stereotype that Gen Z is a generation that can handle difficulties because we always love self-worth, right? The idea is that we, Generation Z, easily satisfied with simple things because then we love self-worth ourselves for every little achievement. They thought, the older generation thought that Gen Z doesn't have the ambition to aim higher because we find joy in small victories and love to celebrate them, especially on social media. But this stereotype doesn't capture the whole picture. While this might be true for some, it's essential to remember that not every Gen Z fits into this mold. Many are hardworking and ambitious, using social media to showcase achievement without expecting a reward for every little thing. We just want, if we are not the one that appreciate ourselves, who would?
Yeah, true. Period.
People are always complaining, but this is like some kind of way to encourage yourself.
Motivation.
Yeah.
Motivation.
Some would make you enjoy you're doing the assignment and all, and then you have something that
You are
happy.
looking forward to.
It's boosting our energy. It's boosting everything.
And also because, you know, we are being perceived as someone who is lazy, but the thing about it is we are actually very effective. And now it is a era with rapid technology advancement. So we can do a lot of things easier. I mean, okay, so we got things done just the same as what the older generation did. But the way we did it is a lot easier, a lot faster. So
Of course.
does it actually make us being lazy?
No.
It's just that we're like,
We are
we get every access.
So we make a very good use of it. So we're not actually lazy. We are actually a very effective, efficient generation.
Adaptability and also flexible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I rather see in this case the stereotypes and things like this kind. It's more to like opportunities.
Yeah.
We make use of the opportunities. So we're basically opportunists, right?
Yeah.
So we make use of everything. When everything is accessible, I think it's like our responsibility to do so because we get everything served. So what are the reasons for us not to do so, right?
Yeah.
I see. So we can all agree it's basically just a stereotype.
Yeah.
It's not, it doesn't define who we are.
Yeah.
So basically, Gen Z is just being judged by the older generation.
The thing is, they judge us, but they do not see the deeper thing, the
Yeah.
deeper side of us.
Yeah.
Actually.
Every generation has their own ways of doing things. So they can judge us because we don't follow their rules.
Yes.
It's like a communication barrier.
Yeah.
Then.
Yes.
It's like
The outcome is just the same.
I would say at the end of the day, it's just the same for every generation. It's very unfair to say who got it worse, who got it better and stuff. It's just that the trend is different, the difficulties are different over the years. Economics too, that could play a big factor in terms of every problem solving and stuff. So I would say at the end of the day, we're just a generation. We're just a generation. In future, we have kids and stuff. Yeah, we will grow up. We will actually be mothers later. We will be like those in the corporate world. Blah 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 blah. We have our own struggles later. It's just that the trend for that time is not the same. So we have to move on at the end of the day. Alright, so I guess that's the end of our podcast today. Thank you so much, guys, for coming.